Good morning, guys, and congratulations, Real Madrid fans. 34th league in your history, an amazing achievement. And Real Madrid, whatever people want to say about VAR, about favorable decisions they've got in the recent weeks, as we said a week ago, this year, this league is not going to be remembered for that. It's going to be remembered for the return of Zidane, for the recovery of this team that he's made. Just look at Real Madrid last year and the fiasco with Lopetegui and Solari coming in. You know, the team looked like it needed a major restructure and a major clear out in order for Real Madrid to come back to winning ways and to glory. And Zidane has just proved that wrong. You know, obviously he signed a few players in the summer with Mendy, with Jovic, with Hazard coming in, but none of them had actually served an important role. It's all been about the older guys, those guys from that glorious team that won 3 straight Champions Leagues, and they showed up again. You know, Ramos, that's been a leader, especially after this confinement. You know, in these 10 straight wins that Real Madrid basically clinched the league. Because don't forget, before we stopped because of the coronavirus, Real Madrid was 2 points behind Barcelona. They had just lost in Sevilla to Betis, and Barcelona was first in the table. But after this break, you know, there's only been one team going out there and just showing a winning mentality, and that's embodied in the captain Ramos. You know, still hungry, still. I think he's 33 now, 34. Yesterday after the game, saying that, you know, if it depends on him, he's gonna stay there for the rest of his life and retire Real Madrid. Florentino Perez also saying that they're gonna keep Ramos. And players like Karim Benzema, you know, what a year he's had. 20 plus goals, assists, just an overall, again, a leader for Real Madrid, bringing others into play, sacrificing sometimes so the team could win. You know, not taking the glory all the time, but then when it does come time to finishing, he showed that he can do that as well. A Courtois is going to possibly win the Zamora, you know, the trophy in Spain that the goalie with the least amount of goals conceded receives. His first season back in La Liga, and after a shaky start where even a lot of Madridistas were getting on his case, he certainly proved them wrong, and he's been a solid rock. And I think becomes the first player to ever win La Liga with both Madrid teams, with Atletico and Real Madrid. So one of the major figures. But for me, the person that embodies the success and that puts it all together is Zinedine Zidane. You know, a coach that I'm starting to think, is he now more successful as a manager than he was a player? Because yes, he hasn't won the World Cup yet as a coach, but 4 Champions Leagues, 2 league titles, and you know, not to mention all the rest of the 2 European Super Cups. I mean, his comments after the game as well, saying that this league is actually sweeter than all the Champions League he's won, because he considers La Liga to be even more difficult. You know, there's 38 games. You have to be consistent. You have to come out with the same will to win every game. And probably the biggest feat, keep a dressing room full of egos, full of stars, under control. And he's done that again. He's done that, and he's shown time and time again that he's the right profile of coach and a leader that the Real Madrid players look up to, respect, and play for. So congratulations again, Real Madrid fans. You deserve this league. To get into the game last night against Villarreal, you know, to be honest, whether Real Madrid won or not, it showed with the Barcelona result that it didn't really matter. So yeah, I had a problem with the penalty, to be honest. I think it was a very soft penalty that was given to Ramos. And then what was both Ramos and Benzema doing? I mean, it was a little arrogant from them, and it would have left a really bad taste in everyone's mouth if Real Madrid didn't actually clinch the title with this crazy passing penalty that they tried to do, just like Messi and Suarez did a few years ago, like Pires and Henry, for those who watched the Premier League at about 15 years ago, did as well. Stupid, completely stupid. And for me, I know by the rule book, the penalty has to be retaken because there's actually a Villarreal player coming in with Benzema at the same time that Benzema is coming in. But I mean, if you've done that for me and you've passed instead of shot, for me that penalty is invalid, and you've taken it wrong, and you don't have to retake it. So I think that was the wrong decision to retake the penalty, and they shouldn't have got the penalty back. But again, like I said, even without that goal, it probably would have ended in a draw, worst case scenario, which with the Barca result, losing to Osasuna, it would have proven meaningless. Barca, Messi made some comments after the game that really, kind of just recapping the whole season and the disappointment of all the culés, saying that Barca has been like that all season. They've looked inconsistent. They've deserved their fate, and probably the last game of the season basically summed up the season of Barcelona. A season of disappointment, a season of exactly what Barca is missing, exactly what Real Madrid has, is that unity in the dressing room, is that coach and leader that everyone is behind. In Barcelona, a place where Valverde was sacked when Barca was still first in the table, and they had lost in that Copa del Rey semi-final against Atletico Madrid. But still, what does that show to players, to other staff, to fans? And Quique Setién, he's had it tough since he come in. It's not his fault. He's come into a situation that it doesn't get an easy fix, and he's not the man to fix it. He knows coming in, it's going to be a 6-month job. So how is that going to motivate anyone? We've seen all the images and all the videos from cooling breaks where no one's really listening to what Setién has to say. But again, there's always the Champions League, right? There's always that chance in August for Barca to make a comeback, to refresh these few weeks now after European football comes back, and then show their fans that they can really go for that trophy. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, Barca had won a few Ligas in a row. They were always wanted to go for that Champions League, especially from that disappointment in Rome against Liverpool, and that Messi mentioned as well. Barca fans want to see their team be successful in the Champions League, so let's see if they can bounce back. Elsewhere, basically, we have a really tough situation with Celta. Celta complicated their life again, losing at home to Levante, a team that had nothing to play for, and Celta is going to have to wait until the last game to know if it's going to stay in the league. They're 1 point ahead of Leganés, who, they're performing absolutely amazing heroics, winning against Athletic Bilbao, in Bilbao, at the ground, San Mamés, one of the toughest places to play, but they took advantage of that red card to Unai Simón and won 2-0, and Javier Aguirre, the Mexican coach, has to be given an absolute statue in front of Butarque if he can pull this one off. To be honest, I thought Leganés was down a few weeks ago. As you well know, they lost their best players, their strikers, in the transfer window in the city, going to Sevilla. Bright White signed by Barca, that very controversial signing outside the transfer window, basically leaving them with no goal threat. Somehow, they're still, again, they have their fate in their own hands. They play Real Madrid at home, a Real Madrid that's already won the title. Are they going to show up? Are they going to want to finish on a high? Or are they going to be already celebrating with the champagne in hand? Leganés certainly hopes for the latter, and hopefully they can get that win in Butarque, because they are a Madrid team. I do sympathize with them, and I hope they stay in the league. Celta, on the other hand, going away to Espanyol, a team that's already relegated. Are they going to have anything to play for? But yeah, Celta needs a win as well, or at least a draw if Leganés doesn't get the 3 points at Butarque. But that's it for Café con Liga, guys. Like, share, and come back. We're going to talk next week after the last game of La Liga. Congratulations, Blancos.